Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's another day that the Lord has made. And I'm so glad because the Bible tells us that with a new day, He gives us new mercy. So we have a clean page to write on today. Let's make sure we show God our appreciation by walking in faith, walking in obedience, and operating in love. I'm so excited because God, y'all, there's a song that says God is doing a great work, and He really is doing a great work in the life of those who want and desire and strive to serve Him. You know, I was reading the book of Luke last night and this morning, and there was a story that Luke records that really spoke to me in that particular moment, and I wanted to share it, especially to those of you who may even not have given your life to Christ yet, or those of you who are on the fence about it, because you feel like you've done a bunch of stuff wrong, a lot of stuff. I'm talking about broke all the commandments. You feel like you've done too much. Well, in this story, Jesus is eating at a Pharisee's house, and there's a lady in town who apparently, just really did a lot of bad stuff. And so she found where Jesus was, and she took a box of, alabaster box and had oils in it. And when she got to where Jesus was, she started crying, and her tears were, I guess, so immense and so much that they could be used to wash his feet. And, she dried his feet with his hair or her hair, and she just started kissing his feet and anointing his feet and just, groveling at his feet, really. And the Pharisee, who was, who had it together, who, always been in the synagogue, always been in the way, and looked at her with disgust and said, "You don't know what kind of person touching you?" And Jesus looked at him and said, "Look, those who are forgiven much love much. Those who are forgiven little love little." See, a lot of us like to brag. I'm gonna just go there. A lot of us like to brag. A lot of us like to testify. "Oh, I ain't never did this. I ain't never drunk. I ain't never been to the club. I ain't never. Some people glory in the fact that I ain't never been to the football game. I ain't never been to the movie. I ain't never. And it reminds me of a prayer that one of the Pharisees prayed in the subsequent chapters, where he looks at God and says, "I'm glad I'm not a liar. I'm glad I'm not an extortioner. I'm glad I'm glad I ain't never. I'm not like this publican here. I'm glad." But there is a strong word that a lot of people miss in those two instances with the woman and the publican that prayed. Jesus says, if you have been forgiven for a whole lot, then you're going to be way more thankful than the person who have been forgiven little. Yes, I'm saying it. Jesus even posed a story to the Pharisee. He said, there were two people who owed the king or owed this person a whole bunch of money, and one owed 50 and the other one owed 500. Now, which one you think gonna be more grateful? Of course, the one that owed the 500. And so those of us who have committed a lot of wrong, done a lot of wrong, what the devil doesn't want you to know is that if you actually turn your life over and you actually let God be the Lord and Savior of your life, that you're going to love much because you understand what you've been forgiven for. In fact, let's just go ahead down this road. A lot of us sometimes wonder why people come in and they praising God all the time. And I'm talking about authentic, praising God all the time, fasting all the time, reading. Every time you see them, they, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Oh, and you sit there and in your spirit, you say, "Oh, they ought to sit down. Oh, they ought to stop that. Oh, they don't take all of that." But let me tell you something. When God has forgiven you for much, then you love much. And the way you express it is going to, of course, make those who love little and have been forgiven little not be comfortable. And because they don't understand. They don't understand. So, we shouldn't glory and what we've never done. We shouldn't glory in the fact that I hadn't done as much as the next person. You know why? Because Jesus said now. Well, that might be true, but you don't love as much as the next person. You know, sometimes it's amazing how people who've been raised in the church, oh, how I love Jesus, sing all the songs and stuff. But somebody who really been out there in the streets and they get saved, their walk is incredible. Well, it's because they've been forgiven much. You know? So if you're watching this morning and you have a long laundry list, or if you are watching this and you know somebody who have not given their life to Christ because they felt like they did too much, please share this with them today. Because the devil wants to stop them and hinder them, because they know once Jesus forgives them for everything that they've done, that they're going to love him much. And he doesn't want that. And let me tell you, I love the Lord. But I know my laundry list was long before God. See, I'm not that person that had that testimony that I got saved at 10 and I stayed strong the whole time. I don't have that testimony where I did right all the time. I don't have that testimony. I don't got that testimony where I was running for Jesus a long, long time and I wasn't tired. I don't have that testimony. I have a testimony much like that lady who came at Jesus' feet and said, God, I messed up. God, I've done this. God, I ain't worthy. God, I just did so much. If I told y'all some of the stuff I did, y'all wouldn't believe it. I broke all the commandments except for murder, and he had to stop me from doing that because I was going to kill somebody that day. But that's why I love him, y'all, because I understand. I understand how much he has forgiven me for. So if you've done a lot, just give your life to Christ, because you'll be the one that loves the most. And if you glory in the fact that you ain't never, it ain't what I'm saying, it's what Christ said. If your laundry list is short, then you short on thankfulness, you short on mercy, you short. Because you don't understand what it's like to be relieved of a great debt. Of a great debt. Of a great debt. So we shouldn't even be bragging. Paul says quite often we shouldn't even be boasting. Because if all of us was really honest, even the ones that like to say, I ain't never. Those of you who like to sing that song, you ain't never. When you really sit down and you're honest with yourself, you know God has forgiven a long laundry list that you don't want people to know about. So you just took a little small piece off your laundry list and say, this is my laundry list. Your laundry list longer than you want to admit. You might as well say amen. You ain't got to say amen. I know it's the truth. All of us have sinned and all of us have fallen short. And if we understand and Sister Christina at our church said it so beautifully, if we understand and really consider what was done at the cross, y'all, we in this season, if we understand what was done at the cross and what was done with our list of lies and deceits and adulteries and fornications and thefts and jealousies and unforgiveness, the list of bribery, the list of, being political and having respect of person, the list of witchcraft and trying to manipulate people, all of the things that we've done, the reason, just sins of not liking people for the sake of not liking people. If we understand what actually happened with that long list of wrong stuff we've done, we will love him more than we love him now. So let's be real about our laundry list. And y'all, let me tell y'all something. I'm going to say it for the people who won't tell you. When you get up testifying, talk about you ain't never, it's like a screeching chalk sound in the ears of others around you. Because it's pride that's making you say that. It was pride in the Pharisee that was there when the woman was washing Jesus' feet. It was pride in the Pharisee that was praying, I ain't never. And nobody want to hear that. Nobody want to hear that. Okay, so stop. Just stop. Please stop. because you want to feel like you better than everybody else. Just stop. Because it ain't cool. And your little love is showing through your testimony and how you treat people. That's why some of us don't treat people right, because we feel like we better than people because we hadn't had been forgiven for as much as others. Well, according to Jesus, that means you don't love him as much as others either. So let's just be real about our laundry list of sin. Let's be real that even now, we still fall short. Let's be real, because when we are real about our transgressions to the most holy, most perfect God, then we can love him and be at that place in the spirit of that woman where all we want to do is kiss his feet and wash his feet and just be at his feet and just be there. But you can't do that if you don't understand you've been forgiven for a lot. With your sanctified self. You can't do that. You can't worship him in spirit and truth. You can't love your neighbor. You can't treat your people right. You can't love your enemy. You can't do it if you're not willing to admit that even though people may not know about your mess, that you have mess with you. Because I got mess with me. And if I ain't 100 sharp, I have mess with me now. But that's why I love God. Because I don't know about you, but I know about Victoria. So y'all, let's remember that. No more getting up and telling people you ain't never. And then how you expect, I'm trying to hush, but how you expect to be an effective witness to the sinner and you don't understand nothing? How can you have empathy and you pride of yourself on, I ain't never? Now, am I bashing people who have lived a very consecrated life? No. But those who live a consecrated life don't get up and boast about it. Those who have walked close to God for a longevity of time, they don't boast about it. They don't pray and say, God, thank God I'm better than this other person who come off the street. We got a laundry list. And the mere fact that Jesus died for our laundry list of mess should drive us to love more. But y'all, if we feel, because Jesus said it, if we feel like we hadn't done a lot, y'all, we ain't going to love like we're supposed to. And that's what's wrong in the church. We done got high and mighty. We think of ourselves above what we ought to. And nobody want to come to a bunch of high-minded, arrogant people. I'm saved and I don't want to deal with it. Can I just be real? So, y'all, let's humble down. Let's be thankful, especially in this season. Let's be thankful for what God has done. He died for every sin that we've committed. And those that we hadn't committed yet, he died for them. None of us got a right. None of us. And if you're watching this and you know your list is longer than everybody around you, Jesus said, if you come to me, you will love so much because your debt relief, because your debt was so heavy, you'll be thankful for the relief of it. So, come on. If you're watching this and you know you did a lot of stuff, come on, because Jesus said you will love him more than those who haven't been forgiven much. So come on. What you waiting on? I love y'all. To the church, y'all, let's be mindful, okay? Let's stop acting like we super saved and better than everybody else, because that's a lie. You know, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, okay? Why we just can't be like Jesus and be lowly and meek? Why? Anyway, I love y'all, and I hope y'all have a great day, and show love to somebody today. Smile and tell somebody you love them. Be nice to your enemies, as hard as that is. Pray for them today and mean what you pray. Y'all, we got to start doing things God's way. And as always, share, share, share. Please share, y'all. Please share this, because we need to get our act together. Also, August 10th, y'all, and y'all, we about 3 months out now. So, and my husband said, all right, Victoria, it's time to buckle down. It's time to buckle down. I'm excited. Y'all, God is going to be there. And that's the only thing I know to say. God is going to be there. So if you hadn't registered, go to www.drivetowardstransformation.com. You know, you can find more information about the ministry, and you can go to the event tab and register. There are rooms blocked up. I think they're still available. I have to go back and check. If not, I'll see if they can open more rooms. And also, if you want to donate to the ministry, there's a donation tab there. And I thank God for those of you who've done that. But yes, be there if you can be there. Register in faith, even if you don't know how you're going to get there. Register in faith. So, y'all, because something electrifying, something transforming is going to happen on August 10th at the Consuming Fire Crusade. I'm going to ask you all, as I share the material, to share, especially here in Birmingham, Alabama. I want everybody in Birmingham to be there, because God has something for us, y'all, particularly here. You know, we're a city of great history, and the devil is warring over Birmingham, Alabama. But, you know, we're going to get in that place where God empowers us to fight back, and he's going to free us so we can free others. How about that? I love y'all with the love of Christ. Y'all be blessed. Share this video, and remember, acknowledge your laundry list so you can love God more. God bless you.